Have you ever wondered how a flex fuel vehicle actually knows exactly how much ethanol is in the tank so it can adjust the timing and fuel delivery on the fly without blowing the engine apart? It all comes down to the fuel composition sensor, and when your computer detects a P0187 code, it means the signal for fuel temperature is coming in way lower than expected, which throws the whole calculation out of whack. This is not just a minor sensor reading, because the PyCM uses the temperature of the fuel to figure out the density and the energy content of what you just pumped at the station, and if it sees a voltage that is too low, it basically loses its sense of taste. The sensor itself is usually a small computerized device sitting right in the fuel line, and it sends a square waveform signal back to the brain of the car, where the width of those pulses tells the computer the temperature in milliseconds. If you are looking at this on an oscilloscope, you would see the pulse width getting wider as the fuel gets hotter and narrower as it cools down, but if that circuit is shorted or the sensor is internally fried, you will get that low input error. You might not feel a huge difference in how the engine idles, but your fuel economy will definitely take a hit and your emissions will climb, because the engine is basically guessing how to run instead of using real data. A great pro tip is to use an infrared thermometer to check the actual temperature of the fuel line and compare it to what your scanner is showing. Because if those numbers do not match, you know that sensor is lying to you and needs to be swapped out. Always start by checking the wiring harness for any signs of corrosion or a loose ground, because these sensors live in a harsh environment under the car, and sometimes a simple cleaning of the connector can save you from buying a whole new unit. Remember that this sensor also monitors for water and contaminants in your fuel, so if it is failing, it might be missing something that could actually hurt your injectors or your fuel pump in the long run. Treat this code with respect, especially if you are running E85, because accurate temperature data is the only thing keeping your fuel strategy from leaning out and causing serious engine knock during heavy acceleration.